Continuation of chapter 4, carboxyl functional group. The structure of a carboxyl functional group is C double bonded to O. The same carbon is also bonded to OH. Did you notice that this is a combination of the previous two functional groups, that is hydroxyl and carbonyl, hence the name carboxyl. This functional group is found in organic acids. They are also called carboxylic acids. Example of a molecule in which carboxyl is found is acetic acid. Acetic acid is a chemical which is found in vinegar. The reason why they are called acids is because they have these organic acids have a carboxyl functional group, and this carboxyl functional group donates hydrogen ion H plus. And remember the definition of acids. Acids are hydrogen ion donors. Next functional group, amino. Amino structural formula is nitrogen bonded to two hydrogens, and it is also bonded to carbon skeleton. The compounds that have amino functional group in them, they are called amines. Example is glycine. Glycine is an amino acid. So look at this purple highlighted part. This is amino functional group attached to carbon. Try to recognize this. This one is carboxyl, the one that we just covered. So glycine is an example of amino acid. That means it has amino functional group along with carboxyl functional group, and both are attached to the carbon skeleton. Amino functional group because it can accept hydrogen ions. It is going to give basic properties, alkaline properties to the organic molecules. So they act as bases. All amines act as bases. This is a very important question. Learning and immediately being able to apply the concept through the concept check is the way to learn. What are the two functional groups that are always found in amino acids? The name itself is saying, guys, amino acids. It has amino functional group. In addition to that, it has carboxyl functional group. Both are attached to the carbon skeleton. So answer must be D. No, just kidding. A. No. C. The correct answer is C. Sulfhydryl functional group, the molecular formula is SH, and the structural formula is -SH. Compounds that have this functional group attached to the carbon skeleton, they are called thiols. Example is cysteine amino acid. Guys, cysteine is an amino acid. The reason why it is amino acid is because it has amino, carboxyl, and on top of that, the special properties that cysteine has, and cysteine is different from glycine, alanine, and other amino acids, is because of this SH. Read this description for understanding the function. Main point that I would like to highlight here is straight hair can be curled if you go for plumbing, right? The reason why the curls can be formed or broken is because of this interlinking between the cysteines, the sulfurs of the cysteines in our hair protein. Our hair is protein. It is made of chain of amino acids. Again, proteins are chain of amino acids, are chains of amino acids, and each protein is made of several amino acids, and there are 20 different types, and among those different amino acids forming a chain of protein or polypeptide, there are cysteines at every distance, and they can form covalent bonds between the sulfurs, and that is the reason for the curliness and also for the breaking of it results in the straightness of the hair. Okay, straight hair results in straight hair. Okay, coming to phosphate functional group, last but one. Phosphate is the only functional group that has negative charges on it. In fact, any charges, because other functional groups do not have any charge. So phosphate has charges, and it has 4 oxygens attached to one phosphorus, and this phosphate functional group is attached to carbon skeleton through oxygen, not through the phosphorus. Guys, there is a difference between phosphate and phosphorus. P is phosphorus. Phosphorus is an element. Phosphate is combination of phosphorus and 4 oxygens. Then it is phosphate. So glycerol phosphate has phosphate in it, and so it is an organic phosphate. And this molecule is an indication of a molecule being able to react or being able to give energy. We will see that this molecule is found in energy currency molecule called ATP. Last functional group is methyl. Methyl is very much like the carbon skeleton, but it is made of one carbon attached to 3 hydrogens, and the other one is attached to chain of carbons. And this methyl, when it is attached to the ring compounds or the straight chain compounds, they are called methylated compounds. And this methyl group is very important for the expression of genes. Whether gene is expressed or not, it depends on this functional group. And remember, the testosterone and estradiol structural formulae, they have methyl in them as well, right? We'll revisit those. Can you identify the functional groups in this molecule? Urea, let's see, this is amino, so this one is also amino, and this one is carbon double bond to oxygen. Yes, this is carbonyl. This is the molecular formula, this is the structural formula. Look at this, guys. This is 4 fused rings in both male hormone and female hormone, which are common. That's a carbon skeleton. This yellow part is a carbon skeleton. And look at these molecules that are attached to them. They are all functional groups. This is hydroxyl, methyl, hydroxyl. Testosterone has only 1 hydroxyl, 2 methyl. That's it. This little difference makes one person male, whereas another person female, depending on how much it is produced. ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. This is a very important molecule in biology. This is the molecule that we make a lot in our cells because we need to keep on working. Whatever energy we are deriving for work, it comes from ATP, and energy is stored into ATP by extracting from food. That is metabolism. So energy from food is stored into ATP, and then we use ATP whenever we need to work out, live, breathe, think. So ATP is a very important molecule because it gives energy for all the cellular processes, not only chemical reactions but also mechanical and physical processes. ATP is made of sugar called adenosine, which has 3 phosphates, hence the term triphosphate, 3 phosphates attached to each other. When an ATP molecule undergoes hydrolysis, that means reacts with water It breaks into adenosine diphosphate and inorganic phosphate. Inorganic phosphate is when the phosphate is by itself, PO4 minus 2, whereas organic phosphate is when it is attached to organic molecule, a chain of carbon atoms, then it is called organic phosphate. Whenever ATP breaks down into ADP and phosphate, then energy is released. This energy is actually the one which helps us in muscular movement, transport of substances, that is absorption of glucose and many things, minerals and stuff, and also for carrying out chemical reactions such as making one amino acid from another amino acid. Mm, this is a slide that I made to help you review everything that you need for the test about functional groups. I call this name and match. First, I want you to use this left column for identifying the names of the functional groups. So you have to remember the name. The first one is hydroxyl, second one is carbonyl, COOH is carboxyl, NH2 is amino, CH3 is carboxyl, SH is sulfhydryl, PO4 negative 3 is phosphate. Like that, you have to remember this for the test. The structure is given and you have to identify the name of the functional group from the choices. And on top of that, I want you to be able to understand where they play a role, why vinegar is acidic and why sugars are sweet, where are they getting these properties from. So alcohol, they have a hydroxyl functional group. What are properties of alcohol? You know, they all come from hydroxyls. Nail polish remover is carboxyl, curly hair is sulfhydryls, sugars, they have carbonyl as well as hydroxyls. Vinegar has carboxyl again, and amino acid has both amino and carboxyl functional group. Gene expression is methyl. Try to remember that, guys. And you have to remember all this for the test. So use this slide to again go over it, pause, and try to recollect what you have learned, or you can use the slide for review before your test. You can make a note card of this and try to match them up and remember. Okay, so for your test, I made these review questions. I would like you to use these questions and make 4 to 5 lines or 1-page answers so that you can study and check yourselves how much you remember. So yes, the tests are going to be multiple choice, but remember, just because it is multiple choice, don't expect the answer to become visible easily. No, it is not true. Multiple choice questions can be quite confusing sometimes, because out of the 4 choices, 2 choices look seemingly correct, and out of those 2 choices, if at all you happen to choose the wrong one, then you miss points whatsoever, though you have eliminated the other 2 and you were debating between the seemingly 2 correct ones. If you're not choosing the correct answer, the right answer, then the points will not be given. So try to learn in such a way that you can remember, and for that I suggest you to use these questions and write down without looking at your notes or the textbook. And after you write the notes, make sure that you go back and refer to your textbook and your notes and fill up all the gaps or more important points that you thought that you need to add up, and then you can use this as review material for your test. So that's my suggestion. At the very end, I would like to give you an extra credit opportunity through this video. I want you to pick 3 questions out of this list, and I want you to turn in your note card. I would like you to tell me what you learned today from this video, or what surprised you. And did you start thinking about living organisms and life in a different way? And what are you planning to do with this kind of different perspective that you gained by learning chemistry in a biology class? And what more are you expecting? Do you want me to give more examples, or would you like to come and share with us some examples that you came across, or questions, or if you use any other tools? Please let me know, and also share with everybody in the class. You have access to email each other on the Blackboard, right? So please do. And also, I would like to know, more importantly, what do you understand now that all these days wasn't clear? And what would you like to do to be more successful in this class? The new study methods, or new way of looking at things, or trying to learn more? How are you going to do it? So pick any 3 questions from this list of questions, and I would love to see the last 2 questions, but then it is your choice. So bring it in whenever you're ready, mostly within 2 weeks. So finally, before closing this video, I would like to emphasize that yes, this is biology class, and we learned a whole lot of chemistry in the first unit. And that's because when we are going to start the biochemistry part of biology, then we need an understanding of all this chemistry to better understand the concepts that are coming, which are going to be complex. And the next chapter that you're going to learn is about different organic molecules of a cell. Which part of the cell is made of what kind of organic molecule? So don't think that we are just made of DNA and protein. It's not true. We're not made of only those 2 things, though we talk about them and they're popular. We are also made of carbohydrate. Yes, we have carbohydrates. The blood groups that we talk about, it's actually, we are talking about, we are mentioning that we have that little carbohydrate, this kind, that kind. I'm A blood group, I'm B blood group. And if you do not have any little carbohydrate chain on your red blood cell, then you're saying that I'm O blood group. You never realize, but that is true. So there's a lot to learn, and things are coming up. Looking forward to teaching them to you in coming days of the semester.